Hello, my name is Eva Quinn, and I am the chair of the Cat Friendly Practice Initiative at Angell Animal Medical Center in Boston, Massachusetts. Today, Rosie, Ellen, and I are going to show you some tips for getting your cat into the carrier. Research shows that 39% of cat owners only bring their cat to the vet if their cat is sick. So the key to getting your cat into the carrier is to not have it be a negative experience. The best way to do this is to leave your carrier out around your household year-round. Even if you can't leave it out all the time, it is a great idea to bring your carrier out a month before you need to use it so that your cat can become comfortable and view the carrier as a safe place that is part of its territory. Here we have a few different types of carriers. Some important things to look for in a carrier when you are buying one is that it has a top-loading option, a front door, and can easily be opened around the sides. Top-loading carriers are ideal because they allow you or your veterinary team to easily get a cat who is scared, anxious, aggressive, or in pain out easily. There are a wide range of carriers available so that you can buy one that is appropriate for your needs. It is a good idea to put a favorite blanket or bedding into the carrier so that it is a comfy spot that smells familiar. If your cat is hesitant to investigate the carrier, you can put in some toys or treats, or even try putting their food dishes next to the carrier and slowly moving them closer and closer to it, and eventually inside of the carrier so that the cat will associate it with a normal part of its routine. I bought this soft-sided carrier for Rosie when she was a kitten, and as you can see, I have her favorite blanket inside of it. This blanket is normally in the window that she likes to sleep in on a daily basis, but for trips to the veterinarian, I put it inside of the carrier. Using comfortable bedding can be a good idea for your cat's ride to the vet because then your cat will not only be more comfortable on the way, but if she accidentally vomits or urinates, it'll help to quickly absorb the wetness to keep her body as dry as possible. Another important factor in how your cat perceives the carrier is what the cat experiences while they are inside the carrier. It is a good idea to desensitize your cat to riding in the car. You can do this by taking your cat for an occasional ride, even just around the block, and then come home and give them a lot of praise and a treat. Carrier covers, or even just a towel or blanket put over the carrier, can help the cat to feel safe and protected from both the weather outside and also from seeing other pets that might upset them. As part of the Cat Friendly Practice Initiative at Angell, we provide carrier covers at the front door as well as in our cat waiting area. Both the clients and doctors report seeing a drastic improvement in cats going into their appointment less stressed due to this one simple step. If you've prepared your kitty correctly, here is the ideal situation for how to get her into her carrier. Now I'll just make sure to close the door, cover her carrier, and she's all set to be transported to the vet or wherever she needs to go. If you haven't had time to let your cat adjust to its carrier, there are several steps that you can take to have this not be a negative experience for you and for your kitty. You want to take the carrier into a smaller space that does not have a lot of hiding spaces. This is a carrier that Rosie will be unfamiliar with, but again, I've put in her favorite blanket and I'm using a top-loaded carrier because I'm more likely to be able to get her into this carrier successfully. If the last time that she saw her carrier was when she went to the vet, she may have a negative association with the carrier. You want to get the carrier out from wherever it's been stored very calmly and quietly. Even the rattle of the door can arouse suspicion in your cat. Cats naturally mark their territory, and you can mimic this behavior by purchasing a synthetic facial pheromone spray. You want to apply the spray about 20 minutes before your cat needs to go inside of the carrier. Mimicking this behavior can make your cat feel more secure and familiar with an unknown space. So I've brought Rosie into the space with me, closed the door, and I'm ready to place her into her carrier. I put in her favorite blanket and a little bit of catnip to entice her to stay in the space and also to distract her. I've set the carrier up against a wall with the face of the door opening up against the wall. Next, I'm going to quickly place the top of the carrier on top, and we will screw in the sides. I'm going to place the gate over the front of the carrier. Then I'm going to slide it back, place the bottom of the carrier into the track, and once I've locked the sides, she's all set to go. So here I have Luna, and I'm going to show you one way that you can get her into her carrier. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my front hand and I'm going to pull her front two legs together. I'm going to take my back hand, I'm going to bring her back two legs together. I'm going to walk her up to her carrier, Using my front arms, I'm not going to let go until at least half of her body is inside of the carrier. Then I'm going to use the back of my body to help push her forward. Now that she's in, again, I'll just secure the door and she's ready to go. For a cat who may be a little bit more suspicious, there's another method that you can do, which is putting them into the carrier backwards. We have the carrier here on a table that is at waist level, and we would normally have either the back of the carrier up against a wall, or in this case, I have our assistant Ellen holding the carrier in place for me. So again, I'm going to take my right hand and pull both of her feet together. I'm going to use my back hand to grab her back feet, and I'm actually going to back her in so that she can't see what she's being backed into. I'm going to lift my arm out of the way, pressing her little face forward, and I'm going to shut the door securely. If you have a cat that becomes aggressive while trying to be placed into the carrier, what you can do is grab a towel or blanket from around your home and place it over the cat so that you can safely wrap up the kitty to bring him into the carrier. So if Luna was running around, what I would do is I would at some point throw this little towel over her. And you can see how she just kind of calms down and goes into a little ball. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap my hands around where her shoulders are, picking her up very securely. I'm going to place her into her carrier. If she was still being aggressive at this point, I would just close the lid. But because she's being a sweetheart, I'm going to just take the blanket out for her. And then close the top of the lid. Taking the stress out of getting your cat in its carrier and the ride to the veterinarian will lead to better veterinary visits for both you and your kitty, and for your cat to get the care he or she needs to live a long and healthy life. Thanks for watching, and thank you to Ellen, Rosie, and Luna for starring in our video. For more videos and information on our services, please join us at www.angell.org.